Anthony Naples, the New York City-based producer and DJ who came up through the New York DIY scene. He blends house, techno, ambient and other forms of electronic music, but he blends them in a way that comes across thoughtful and instinctive. Emerging in 2012 with the deep house minimal track Mad Disrespect, Naples didn't crash into the scene, he kinda leaked into it. Over the years he's released loads of albums: Body Pill, Fog FM, Take Me With You, Chameleon, Orbs, and now Scanners. Each project feels like its own world, often unified by a strong thematic direction. Fog FM, for example, had the whole theme of being a midnight radio show. He's an artist who values tone, atmosphere and subtle transformation, helping kind of shape the sound of the underground music scene over the past decade or so. Which brings us on to Scanners. Unlike some of his previous records, this one's seemingly more stripped back. It's subtle, there's no big surprises, and it's pretty straightforward. But that's kind of the point here. There's a real artistry making something so minimal and satisfying. Sure, you could throw 10,000 vocals on a track, but house and minimal thrive on the opposite. That use of space, silence and restraint. The beauty lies in how much you can say with very little. The opening and title track Scanners sets the tone immediately. The sounds are sharp and cutting, yet they occupy this really wide space. This dynamic pluck sort of dances through the mix with this delay, anchored by this low bass rumble that feels like it's rattling the glass on your table. The kick is solid and EQ'd to dominate the lower frequencies. All of this tied together with a subtle vocal texture. Overall, like a really great start to the album. Texture's a good way to describe this album because it's full of it. There's a swaying constant noise like sand in the track Compact. Whilst the track Somebody builds off a similar idea, it's more of a pulsating rhythm. There are slower, more minimal cuts here, but that doesn't mean there isn't any fast bangers either. Take Night for instance with these quintessential hard house drums. But it's always in motion. Just listen for the filter, it's slowly evolving as the track goes on. Or take the track Bounce, which rides this jaunty acid bass against airy pads. It sounds like something you might stumble across in a night out in East London. Also, can I just mention the cymbals and hi-hats throughout this album? Beautiful. Super crisp, super bright, hitting that sweet spot. When it comes to techno house, like I'm a bit picky when it comes to hi-hats and things, so he's done a really good job here. The sound design on the album keeps on evolving. There's dark ambient fuzz on Mushy, misplaced piano keys on Somebody, and then you have understated lush pads on Lifetimes. And then the album comes to a close with Euphoria 2, which feels like an absolute shift in tone, dreamy, trancey, and just as the name suggests, kind of euphoric. A playful lead synth that continuously gets interrupted by like a record scratch. You keep expecting it to kind of build up to a massive climax, but it just stops you every time. It's a little frustrating, but I like it. Ending the album in an introspective sort of blur. Scanners is an album that's not really shouting to get your attention. I wouldn't say it's Anthony Naples' flashiest work either, but that's kind of its strength. It's really confident in its simplicity. And that restraint really allows every detail to shine. You know, Naples does what he wants in the moment, so it'll be interesting to hear what he comes up with next. Yeah, and with all of that, I would probably give this album an 8 out of 10. Thank you again for watching, I appreciate it very much, and let me know if you like the album down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you like, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. I appreciate you all very much. Goodbye.